I thank the Almighty God for bringing us together, bringing the officials from the mainland, then the northeastern states, to this place, safe and sound, to have this 4-day regional workshop on a study of school assessment and examination practices and equivalence of boards. It gives me a great pleasure in welcoming all of you to this inaugural program. Respected Honorable Advisor, it is an honor to have your presence in our midst this morning. I extend a warm welcome to you and express our sincere gratitude for taking time out from your busy schedule to address us this morning. Sir, your presence is an encouragement to all of us. We are pleased to have the experts, resource persons from the NCET for the workshop. The best practices and the ideas you share will prepare the Northeastern state boards to get inside the objectives of PARAKH. And as we share our experiences on the school assessment and examination practices of various boards, it will help us to know our strengths and weaknesses and adopt the best practices to align ourselves with the recommendations of the NEP 2020. I take this opportunity to extend a warm welcome to all the representatives of the sister boards, CIS, CE, and NRS officials. Northeastern states are beautiful places, but it takes time and efforts to visit places in this part of the country. Yesterday also, because of the landslide in the PARAKH range, some of our guests, they had to come through the long route. I'm sorry for the inconveniences that you had to go through. Let me also take this opportunity to welcome all the senior officials from sister departments and media persons. I would like to take this time to express our sincere thanks to the NCET for giving us the opportunity to host this 4-day regional workshop. After a very long time, the Northeastern state boards are being brought together through this platform. As envisaged in the NEP 2020, setting up of National Assessment Center, performance assessment, review and analysis of knowledge for holistic development, PARAKH, as a standard setting body with the basic objective of setting norms, standards and guidelines for students, assessment and evaluation for all the recognized school boards of the country. It's timely, and I feel that this will help the boards to share their best practices to ensure equivalence of academic standards among learners across all the school boards. Conduct of examination is not new to the boards. With the NEP 2020, now the focus of assessment is shifting to competency-based testing of the core concepts and knowledge, higher order thinking skills and its applications in real-life situation, moving away from rote memory. How do we do the assessment? It's going to determine the classroom teaching in our schools. I believe as examination boards, we are all concerned that whatever we certify, we maintain a good standard, and then the certification that we do, it's valid and it has its credibility. And with the NEP 2020 recommendations, I feel that there are challenges ahead of us. But I'm sure, together with all the stakeholders, we can bring about positive changes in our assessment practices and make examination more relevant, credible for our learners. I'm sure after this workshop, the participants will be enriched with the best practices of various boards. I know during the next 4 days, the sessions will be long, but I'm sure it will be meaningful learning experience for everyone.
NBSE was formed in 1974. It has been functioning, and I think in terms of best practices, we have gone a long way. In place of Professor Indrani Baduri, Professor M.V. Srinivasa, thank you so much for briefly giving us an idea about delegates from Northeast, from Mizoram, Meghalaya, Sikkim, Tripura. I will not go into the details. We also have partnering representatives from the ETS, United States of America. Then we have the national board, two are represented here, the ICSE and IOS. Thank you so much. It's a brief respite from the heat of Delhi. So welcome to Kohima. It's a hamlet town, a very small town. So please enjoy your stay here also. I also thank the media for making their presence here. We all know that we belong to a community which gives certificates to people. You see, we are people who constantly grade people. So I know we have a long day ahead, not only just a long day ahead, but 4 days. PARAKH was formed, and I conferred with Professor Srinivasa. He told me that it is now fully functional. The performance assessment, review and analysis of knowledge for holistic development. A lot of structural reform is taking place currently, even under the vaccine. So especially with the NB, we hope that India has been a civilizational experiences of so many centuries. I used to study Natya Shastra. See, not just with psychometrics, but also in other sectors. And we know that especially vocationalization of education is one of the key components, especially with this NB. So this is something which I also want our professors to take note. India as a diverse country, for us, a small, 80 years ago, we just simply had hunting. For us, as a small state, I think we have come a long way. So I'd like to speak briefly from the Nagaland perspective. We have come a long way because in terms of NBSE, we have created examination centers. And you know, we have not just teaching our young boys and girls, conducting the exams, but we have topographical challenges like the interior places, how do we conduct. So it's not just with the assessment, we are also faced with a lot of structural challenges. So I think these are. NBSE over the years has also formed its own mechanism, the clearing house mechanism. It's very effective, and we see in popular Hindi movies people talking about mass copy, this and that. And I think Nagaland, we are proud to say that we have very effectively, and also it also ties with our what we call our community sense. Mass copying, these are something which inherently, I mean, as a society, we do not really encourage. So I think all these best practices are something which we can recenter. So from the Naga perspective, it is a huge challenge to say that you can learn something from Nagas. Because India, even its diversity, we have like 2,000 plus years of civilization. And it's not just India, but we have been exporting our what we call education, not just education, vis-a-vis religion also, to our neighboring countries. So today, if you look at India, thanks to the NCRT, last month I attended the 58th NCRT General Meeting. I highlighted there also NCRT as what we call the parent body. It has been fostering a lot of growth. And if you look at the overall India, we see that many of our teachers who are in the education field, they all go through a very rigorous, robust system. Our teachers are very qualified. So if we vis-a-vis compare ourselves as what we call a global partner, I think we have a long way to go. I think in terms of comparing with developing countries. I think India as a global leader in what we call in education sector, we have a robust system, and I think this is one area where NCRT should have its global footprints all over the world. Take the instance of what we call Brazil as a developing country. They are still struggling with what we call educating their, what we call qualifying their teachers to teach in the classroom. So I think India has, thanks to our national institutions, we have gone a long way. So this kindness act of coming to Kohima, calling all the regional partners, our sister organizations, gathering us here in Kohima, this kind act, I would like to congratulate the NCRT for taking this initiative. We are in the far-flung, we are in the easternmost, but thanks to all of you, you have taken your time out to come and actually be with us. So with that, I welcome all of you. A long way to go, but we also hope that you will also learn from us. Just 3 quick points. First is the NEP, especially for a multi-diverse linguistic state like Nagaland. It becomes a little bit impossible for us to identify which language, especially in urban areas. So if it is in the village, of course we can stick with the local language. We have like more than 20 plus linguistic categories here. If you go to the interiors, it's much more. But this is one challenge where we are facing. The second one is, I highlighted during the 58 NCR meeting also. We know that India has been exporting its education. We have been very liberal from very far countries during the what we call ancient times. People come and we freely give our what we call knowledge systems to other people. Likewise, many states in India are in no position to actually, so our Professor Srinavathan has already spoken, highlighted, it becomes difficult for us to conform. So likewise, we have been taking NCRT textbooks. So we have been asking whether you can liberalize a little bit. There is a lot of doorkeepers in the form of distributor. So if we can have an open access policy where state can mobilize its resources to print, you see, because education should be free, and especially today here we are talking about access. And I think India as a very liberal-minded country, NCRT particularly, should be more open to that idea of to share knowledge. Lastly, when it comes to vocationalization, you see we have a list of 10. Vocationalization is something which structurally the state, our school is also struggling because it also imply putting up teachers now. It has expenditures on the state. We will have to reconfigure. Earlier we were thinking we will drop some of those, but now we are in the process of restructuring to meet the needs of national education policy. So when it comes to diversity of, for example, PARAKH has come out with what we call market linkages with the Unified Laboratory Network. So likewise, we have not introduced, but simple things like packaging, which we can teach, like how do we export our things to the rest of the country. We should taste our pineapples one of these days. I'm sure they are making arrangement. The sweetest pineapples all over India, you can find here. So things like market linkages to do with livelihood, we would like to. And also we have what we call indigenous practices like what we call use of cane works, you see, knitting. So we would like to, so I would also like to request and also ask the people here, you are all masters in your own field, to also take cognizance of that there is diversity of vocationalization. So we will appreciate if you can also take note of that. With this, I welcome each and every one of you. You have a great time.